We just need to build an actual studio. A space projector? How am I gonna just project space out? More building streams? Can I just go to just chatting for a bit here? 1 second. I have a couple like shelves. I could even do building stream right now. If you guys want, I can do building stream. These are like shelves, I think. I got them, I want to say, a month and a half ago, and I just never got around to putting them up because... Don't ask. See, makeup brushes are useful tools. Can this go down lower? No. Okay, let me just slouch a little bit here so we get this in, me and the building stuff in camera. Instructions, throw those away. I already did, don't worry. That was the first thing I did. Alright, what the hell do we do here? Do I need a screwdriver? I might need a screwdriver. Give me a second. Yeah, we're Minecrafting right now. Alright, we're back. I got the little thingy-mabobber. Okay, what do these ones need? Which of these tops do they need? Make sure you always have the right tops for your bottoms. Okay. Place the wooden board in from one side of the brackets. Align the brackets in the board and find the small holes on the brackets, then screw the small screws to fix the wood board with brackets. Let's start with the small one first, I guess. It goes like this. And then I get the small nail. Hi! Hello! Look at that, I'm a professional builder! They call me Bob the way I be building. I've been doing this for a long time, okay? Let me tell you, for a long time, I've been doing this for a long time. I got history. Me in the building industry, we got history. Independent woman, do not need no man to build for me. I do it myself. I'm self-sufficient. There's nothing hotter than a woman who knows how to who's not afraid of getting her hands dirty. Nothing hotter than a woman who's not afraid of getting her hands dirty. That's what I always say. That's real wood, by the way. Real mahogany, by the way. Just thought you should know. It's real. Oh, I can tell from the smell. Oh, that's authentic. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have an eye for this kind of thing. Believe me. How the fuck am I meant to do this next part? Like, I can't put it on the thing anymore. Because it's got this... What the f... Just gonna accidentally screw a nail into my fucking knee here, real quick. But, okay. Great design. Whoever the designers of this shit were. Great design. Oh, trust me, Jared, I love when people do stuff for me. I love when people do stuff for me. My one guy friend IRL, like, I would walk up to doors and then I would just simply choose not to open the door and make him walk in front of me and open the door for me. Then I would walk through the door. There'd be a second door immediately after it and I would just stop and watch him, like, walk around me, open it, and then walk through. Ah, it's so funny. I love doing shit like that. It's so... I deserve it, honestly. I deserve it. I'm entitled about it too. Like, it's not just that I think I deserve, like, you know what I mean? I'm entitled. Like, when I got off the plane and he, like, didn't grab my suitcase for me, I was, like, low-key heated. You know what I mean? Like, I was kind of mad. I was like, fuck this guy. Why is he not grabbing my suitcase for me? He needs to, he should be like a workhorse. I'm milking it, exactly. I love milking men. I love milking men. Whew. I know what I said, and I meant it too. Flawless. Flawless. Absolutely flawless. It's gonna go on the, well, you can't see, but it's gonna go on the wall eventually. Expert crafter. This is what you're doing in Minecraft, by the way. This is what happens when you put things into little squares, right? Not so easy now, is it? Gamers? It's going on the wall sometime in the next 5 months. That's... No. I would say in the next 1 month, or 1.5 months it'll go on the wall. Not 5 months. I'm bad, but I'm not that bad. I'd say 1.5 months. What will it be for? Stuff and things. Obviously. What else? Or this stream. The problem is, I have a measuring tape, but I actually don't know where I put the measuring tape is. People in the World Trade Center won't mind the title. I just think Americans are very sensitive about the topic. I'll find that nail sometime in the next 3 months. I think they give me extra. I feel we used to be. These days it feels like a joke. That's what I think it should be a joke personally. I think it should be a joke personally. But I think Americans are still pretty sensitive about it. Americans, it's like the thing of, I think it makes sense, of course, right? Like naturally. It's that thing of like, I will make fun of like my own country, but as soon as someone else starts making fun of my country, I become the most patriotic person alive. You ever see like those kind of memes? So I think like Americans don't mind generally poking fun at themselves. And I think it's not just an American thing, of course, right? Like it's not just limited to America. People don't mind poking fun of themselves. But once other people start doing it, they get real defensive real quick. I just don't like, you think I'm generalizing? Yeah, well, yeah. I'm obviously generalizing, but like, I think it's generally a common trend, you know? I think I see it quite a lot. And I think it makes sense as well. Like, it's, you know, there's people that are in on the joke and they're allowed to, you know what I mean? Like, when a trans person I'm allowed to say the T-word because I'm trans, you know? But other people aren't. And I feel like, in regards to, like, national tragedies, that probably is how most countries feel as well, you know? I'm allowed to make fun of Irish people, but I'm not, you know, British people are not allowed to make fun of Irish people, is how I feel, right? But specifically in regards to 9/11, the reason I don't like 9/11, apart from the obvious, you know, apart from the obvious thing of, like, I don't like terrorism. But the thing I don't like about, like, 9/11, being, like, I just think it's just, I don't know. It just gets too much attention, you know? And if you're gonna like try to give something this much attention, then you have to be prepared for people to hate on it as well, you know? But like, yeah, I don't know what else to say, I guess. Fuck me, I can't get this one in for some reason. It's just really long, so it's really awkward. You know? Like, Americans will talk about 9/11 like it is the worst thing to have ever happened, ever. When, like, it's really not. And the things that 9/11 justified are, well, I say that with, I'm not gonna do air quotes because I have my hands full right now, but imagine me doing air quotes while I say the word justified here, okay? The things that, like, 9/11 justified quote unquote, were like, well, you know, some might say worse. So it's like, you know, it's just hard. It's hard for people, I think, to feel a ton of sympathy. And also, it's been 20 fucking years. You know what I mean? And if you can't make a joke about it after 20 fucking years, then I don't. Like, you know what I mean? I was making jokes about the submarine billionaires the day, like, after they died, okay? That's all I'm saying. So, 20 years for 9/11, I think, is a fine amount of time to wait to make jokes about it. But, I mean, day of, yeah. Well, I said day after because they did die, like, immediately, and the story only went viral. Like, they were already dead by the time the story went viral. You know? But, like, the reality is, for me, as well, and for people that have watched me for a long time, the people that have watched me, like, from the beginning should know this. But, like, I am edgy, you know? Like, I am not, like, I'm fairly, in my opinion, PG-13 and stuff. And I'm pretty, like, I do pretty safe content in general, I would say. But I have an edge to me, you know? And I always have. And if you've watched me for a while, like, for a long time, you will know that. Like, you will know that I'm not, like, you know, I'm not, like, an edge-free person. You saw me playing chess? I want to play chess, it's just that I had a whole plan for it to be, like, a big hyper-focus, and I got fucked on. Like, my hyper-focus got basically, like, completely cucked, you know? And it's just hard for me to, like, force the hyper-focus to happen again. And it was so, like, it was, everything... Besties! What the fuck happened? I got this... Ah! What? I got distracted. We love women in STEM. Shut the hell up. Shut your ass up. I got distracted. You were gonna say something? Shut up. Jaguar, why didn't you say something? What the hell? You did it for the content? You let me fail for the content. Okay, whatever. Alright, I see how it is. I see how our friendship is now. Now I get it. Oh my god. Why do you think I was talking about Remnant 2? Distraction. You were a 4chan goblin? See, I was never a 4chan goblin. And I've always been, in my opinion, okay? I've had bad takes in my life. For sure. I've had bad takes in my life. But I think I've always been on the right track. That's how I really feel about myself, you know? I don't relate to the girls or that are like, oh yeah, like I was like, you know, the girls that are like, oh yeah, I had a neo-Nazi phase, or whatever. I had an alt-right phase, or I got pulled out of the alt-right pipeline. Like, I don't relate to that, you know? I never had like a transphobe phase, although obviously I have a ton of internalized transphobia. I never had a transphobe phase, you know? I always like, I was on the incel subreddits, like fighting, like I used to frequent the incel subreddits, like a lot actually, because I actually saw a ContraPoints video talking about this, and I think she put it into good words. But there's a lot I can relate to with incels, despite never being an incel at all, right? But the way that incels talk about like their body dysmorphia is like really relatable to like a trans girl with body dysmorphia, even when you don't know you're trans, right? I think there's a reason that like 4chan trans communities kind of have this like big overlap with incel communities. you know? But I never had a woman-hating arc. I never had anything like that. I never had a misogyny arc. I never had a transphobia arc. I never had a racism arc. Though, of course, I was, like, you know, growing up, obviously, right? I was misogynistic. I was transphobic. I was racist, right? Like, that's just a given if you're growing up, like, you know. Well, not a given, but it's like, I mean, if you grow up, like, in, like, white, what's the culture, you know? In, like, white patriarchy or whatever you want to call it. I don't know the correct term, I'm sorry. But if you grow up in that, like, that's kind of, like, that's kind of what you're taught. So, obviously, like, to nobody's surprise, right? But, like, generally speaking, yeah, it's called growing up white, yeah. But, like, generally speaking, like, I don't think I was ever particularly, like, you know, I actually found my old Reddit account, and I went through my old Reddit account, and I looked at, like, actually almost everything from the last, like, 7 or 8 years. And I was going back to, like, 7, 8 years ago, and I was seeing takes that I was like, that's a good-ass take. Wow. What the hell? Like, younger, like, I was, like, 19 at this time, and this was a banger fucking take. Like, this is so, you know? I remember I was arguing with a bunch of people on some politics subreddit about whether, like, saying, I saw one where people were talking about, like, saying, I'm not into black girls. Is that racist? Right? I had a couple things on Destiny subreddit, yeah. But there was a thing of, like, is it racist to say I'm not into black girls? And I was in the comments, and I was like, honestly, yeah, I kind of think it is. Like, and I'm, like, looking at this, I'm like 19 at this time. I'm proud of myself, you know, for having good takes at like, that age, you know? I'm proud of myself for those takes. Cause like, I mean, I was a dumbass fucking teenager. I was an idiot, you know? But I had my good takes. I was arguing, you know, I was pro-trans. If your idea of beauty has been shaped by the oppressive powers to be, then yes. Yeah, well the thing is too, like, you're not a mind reader. Like, at the end of the day, when people aren't mind readers, and the reality is, like, if someone says, I'm not into, like, black girls, like, maybe, possibly, they're, like, not being racist. I mean, but, like, 99.999% of the time, when someone says that, the actual opinion they have is that they're racist and they think black girls are ugly because they're black. And then they're, like, literally just saying, like, oh, it's just a personal preference. And that's their disguise. And if the odds are stacked so highly in your favor, like, you may as well just assume. Like, I don't have time to listen and hear out every human being ever and get to the bottom of their, like, you know? Like, it's fine to make assumptions, you know? And it's also weird. I don't know. I think it's weird to not find entire, like, races of people. Like, why would you say that? Why wouldn't you just say, like, why wouldn't you say something like, oh, like, I haven't, like, dated, like, let's, I don't know, another example, like, oh, like, I haven't dated any, like, Asian girls. But, like, I don't think they're, like, it's not that not attracted to them, I just, like, haven't found one that I just haven't, like, found, like, I just haven't dated an Asian girl. Like, it just hasn't happened. Like, that's not a weird thing to say. Just say that. That's, like, fine. Why do people go so far as to be like, oh, I would never be I would never. Why would people do that? Just say, like, oh, I just haven't seen one that I just haven't met a person that I've... And the thing is, too, like, it's just bullshit because like, if you meet a person that you actually... Like, oh, so much of attractiveness is not even appearance. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. You meet, like, one person who just you vibe with, and that entire fucking opinion is just gonna be shattered. So it's done. It's done. I don't know. Anyway, I was just proud of myself. New joke, knock knock. Who's there? But I was just proud of myself for having good opinions when I was 19. Because I was fully expecting, going through my Reddit history, I was really expecting to go and see some yikesy takes. Itch hurt. She fucking got me. Oh my god, she got me. No. No.